for the prosecution.
Hello
Her path to
everybody,
the
welcome
witness
back to my
stand
channel.
has been
And
winding.
today I'm going to be recording this
Long
video
before the trial even happened, Shayanna had to testify
Monday.
before a grand jury, and Shayanna lied, covering for Aaron,
So,
which is
hope
really
everyone
bad,
is doing
and it
well.
can also
I'm
land you
watching
in
a
prison
documentary
because of perjury.
show.
Shayanna had
There's
to
nothing
take
to
the
do on a
stand in this
Friday.
case as part of a deal with prosecutors. She was compelled to testify in return for them to drop perjury charges against her.
There was a babysitter on the stand yesterday admitting to making out with him in a flop house. She is no longer wearing the large diamond engagement ring that we have seen.
So the expectations were pretty high that
So I'm
Shayanna was going to
eating
be the linchpin in all of this. She knew all the secrets. Everyone was wondering,
Zebra cake.
was she going to flip?
The prosecutors, in calling Shayanna Jenkins,
And
zero in on what was in that
just
big
relaxing,
garbage
chilling
bag
out.
she took out of her house. Before the search of Hernandez's home,
Do you recall sometime in the afternoon when you received these calls from the
I was
defendant
supposed
that he
to-
asked you to do something?
Yes.
And what did he ask you to do?
What the heck?
He told me to go downstairs in our storage room and remove a box from our home.
Did you
I'm
ask
supposed to
about
do.
the contents?
No.
When you saw this box, did you do anything with regard to its contents?
I think
Did
there's a
you,
new Michael Jackson
look
movie is out,
inside?
I think.
I did not.
A day after Owen Lloyd is murdered, and you get a call from Aaron Hernandez to go to the basement, get something in a box, and throw it away. What was in the box? And all she could answer was, I didn't look. Who doesn't look?
Sorry guys, that's
Prosecutors
the news
then
breaks
questioned
notification.
exactly how she disposed of the item.
Where did you go to dispose of this box?
I found a random dumpster. I don't remember where exactly it was located.
Do you know off what road it was?
I don't.
What's in the bag? I don't remember. Where'd you dump the bag? I don't remember. It certainly seemed like she wasn't giving the whole
She's not giving the
version of
answers, but
events as she knew them. It was not a good look for Shayanna Jenkins.
So when the prosecutors were finished with Shayanna, it was clear that she was acting fishy on the stand. And the defense needed to fix that. They had to somehow explain to the jury this odd relationship between Aaron and his fiancée.
Did there come a time when the two of you had a falling out of sorts?
Yes.
What happened?
I had caught Aaron cheating.
So, Ms. Jenkins, could you tell the jury what attitude you adopted towards your future ongoing relationship with Mr. Hernandez?
I made a decision that if I was going to move back in with Aaron, that I would have to compromise on his behavior, and that included infidelity and everything that came along with it. And I decided that it was worth fighting for.
it was obvious that she had a no questions asked policy with her fiancé. And I think the defense wanted the jury to accept that as the explanation for why she didn't ask any questions about the box. She never looked in it. She just did what she was told and got rid of it because Aaron asked her.
Michael Fee then turns back to the cryptic contents of the package.
As you were taking that box out, did you smell anything?
I did.
What did you smell?
What a great day
Sort
to
of
watch
like
a great
skunky
documentary.
smell.
What did you recognize that smell to be?
Marijuana.
The clear implication here is that Aaron knew the police were going to come to his house and he just wanted to get rid of a big box of weed.
So despite hours on the stand, despite cutting a deal with the prosecutors to avoid perjury for her grand jury lies, she didn't deliver the goods. It was really clear that Shayanna was still covering for Aaron. So what was in the box?
In an attempt to answer that very question, the prosecution introduces new evidence.
After the murder, the home security system shows Aaron Hernandez, Ernest Wallace, and Carlos Ortiz. Within 10 minutes of the murder, Aaron Hernandez is seen carrying something black in his hand.
Even though we don't have a murder weapon in this trial, we know it's a Glock 45, and we know that because bullet casings were left behind at the scene. So Prosecutors call Kyle Aspinwall to the stand. This guy works for Glock, so he's obviously the firearms expert. And they're expecting that he can identify just what it is in Aaron Hernandez's hand on that now famous surveillance video.
Aspinwall begins by detailing what he believes are the features of the item in question.
And can you tell the jurors, please, what was your opinion?
In my opinion, the firearm shown in the video stills is a Glock pistol.
The following day, the state's expert
Yeah, your
witness
girl had to
is
get her hair done
cross-examined.
sooner or later.
So Kyle Aspinwall's testimony was very strong, and it was an uphill climb for the defense attorneys to try to knock it down. But it's one thing to see a gun right in front of you and analyze it. And it's a whole other kettle of fish to see something on video.
Sir, you have no specialized training in making identifications of objects from grainy video clips, do you? No. Have you ever heard of confirmation bias, sir? No. Well, would you agree with me that, especially when confronted with ambiguous or incomplete information, people tend to see what they hope or want to see? That is perhaps possible, yes.
He was told that this man was killed with a Glock. He's shown this surveillance video. Of course he's going to find out it's a Glock.
In fact, sir, isn't it the case that you don't know whether the object in any of those grainy videos is a real working firearm that shoots real bullets, do you? No, I would not be able to conclude that from those pictures, that it was a functioning firearm. No.
After 8 weeks of testimony, the prosecution rests.
I personally felt confident because the strength of the evidence against him, linking him to the crime. It was a very compelling case that was forcefully argued to the jury.
Now, the defense begins to mount their case.
And then out of the blue, bombshell. Everyone was left hanging, wondering, would it work?
Attorneys for Aaron Hernandez are attempting to explain a piece of evidence that cannot be ignored.
So the prosecution has a bullet casing with Aaron Hernandez DNA on it. They say it ties him to the crime scene. But the defense brings in a DNA expert who has a whole other theory, and it has nothing to do with murder.
Forensic analyst Jennifer Smith posits that the item found attached to the casing may explain the presence of Aaron's DNA.
But Jennifer Smith says it is entirely possible that Aaron's DNA got on the shell casing because it was tossed out along with a piece of Aaron's chewing gum at the rental car return.
Because with chewing gum, and there's going to be a lot of saliva that's present on that, so there's going to be a lot of DNA. Obviously, it appears adhered to this casing, so it is extremely likely that some of the saliva within that gum could transfer to that casing.
It doesn't mean that he was at a murder scene, and that's what the defense was hoping the jury would believe.
But then, after
If I'm
calling
watching,
Smith
I
and only
need to
2
have my
other
hair
witnesses,
decent and no.
the defense rests.
While it might seem unusual to only present 3 witnesses in
plus-
your case, it is by no means unusual. Sometimes
I ain't been to the movies
defense
so
rests
long.
with no witnesses. The burden's on the prosecution, and a lot of people thought that this defendant was pretty confident with his case after 3.
On April 7th, 2015, closing arguments begin.
Your last shot at this jury is closing arguments. You got to hit it out of the park. So James Sultan gets up there for the defense and attacks every part of the
I
prosecution.
ain't been to the movies, guys. I haven't been to the movies in so long. Like, if I, it's like, okay, since
Why would he do so in his own town? Why would he leave keys to
let me just come out and say it, guys. I haven't been to the movies in so long since like, you know, the last time we went to go see me and my family went to go see hold on, before I graduated. No, way before I graduated. Before I graduated. We seen this movie with Denzel in it. Some movie with Denzel Washington. And
those critical questions.
I want to say
I submit was a reason.
Ride Along 2.
Salted takes his
Ride
argument
Along.
one
Yeah, Ride
step
Along
further,
2. Ice Cube. I
and
mean,
unexpectedly
Ice Cube and
addresses
Kevin
the
Hart
very
in it.
moment
And
that Odin Lloyd was
2019.
The defense for the
When I went on
entire
that
trial, they have denied,
vacational trip, that Christmas vacation with my
anything to do with this murder.
with my friends I went to
But
school
then
with.
Sultan drops a bombshell.
He was a 23-year-old kid.
We went to go see this movie called. I think it's called The Diner Inn. No, it's the movie. There's it's a hangout spot in the movie theaters up in Atlanta. It's called The Diner Inn, where you can watch movies and socialize and
It wasn't Aaron. It was one of these other guys that pulled the trigger.
It's called I think Diner Inn.
The
And I
story
think they got like a
now
movie
is
theater
it
connected
was
to it.
Ernest Wallace or Carlos Ortiz who were high on PCP, went crazy, and they're the
Yeah.
ones who committed the murder.
I don't know, yeah. I mean,
He really didn't know what to do. So he just put one foot in
I don't
front of
know.
the other.
He said,
I haven't been in the
Aaron's
movies
just
to the
a
movies
kid.
so long.
He was a
And then 2020
misunderstood kid.
COVID-19 hit.
He got confused.
I haven't been to the movies ever since.
And
I only watch
he's a
movies at
victim
home
in all
now.
this as well.
The defense
Now
attorney
that
suggests
we
just
have
because he's a witness doesn't make him the killer. And you could have heard him.
Netflix and
William McCauley rises for the prosecution's closing statement and claims that Aaron's decision to kill Odin Lloyd was clouded by his self-confidence.
The defendant had a motive in this case to kill him.
Netflix and
Whether it was a good motive or a bad
Hulu,
motive,
Disney Plus,
he believed he could kill Odin Lloyd,
and
and
I
nobody
don't
would
know.
ever
Maybe I do
believe
need to get my comfort zone.
I'm asking you to look at the evidence. The evidence tells the
No,
story
I haven't been to
of what
movies
happened.
ever since I was living up in Florida. When I was up in
Then the
Florida
prosecutor really strung together a narrative and painted
years
a
ago in
picture
2019.
of how
And
Odin Lloyd really died. And it was gruesome.
I don't know.
Who's driving? Who knows the area? Well, we know he knows the area because he lives there, and he actually drove to the most ideal place to commit a murder. It's an industrial park.
But I should get out my comfort zone
No traffic.
and start back going to the movies.
Car pulls down there. 4 people
But-
in the car. Odin Lloyd's in the rear passenger seat. We know Odin
I mean, if I'm gonna go to the movies, I need to have like audio description headphones, like
Countering the defense's version
audio
of
described
events,
audio described
McCauley
headphones.
says the evidence points to Aaron.
And he takes the first shot right in his right flank. Shot was fired in that car. That shell casing landed.
It's not that I want to go.
This defendant's seat.
It's not that I want to start back going to the movies
Aaron
again.
Hernandez.
But if I'm gonna go to the movies, I am going to have audio descriptive headphones.
A few more times.
And then as he's ducking down, the one that is shot from the back of the neck and runs through down along his spine. He's now been disabled.
And then what McCauley describes next is
So
chilling.
I'm gonna be this
Odin
video will be
Lloyd
going
is
up
on the ground, perhaps already dead. When
Monday.
Aaron Hernandez stands over him and puts 2
This live
more
video will be
bullets
going
in
up
his
Monday. Monday chill day.
After 42 days,
So I'm gonna put it to you
the
this way.
case is finally handed to the
Tuesday
7 women
is
and
game
5
day.
men that comprise the
Wednesday
jury.
is girl talk day.
I remember you'd spend hours in the courtroom looking at
Thursday is
the jury,
worship
trying
day.
to gauge their reactions and figure out which
And-
way that they were going with this.
Any whisper from these jurors yet?
Friday
Not
is
today, no.
a
The
normal
first
day to
couple of
just,
hours,
like, you know,
people
just
start to
chill.
wonder, are they deadlocked? Oh, it's just such high drama at this point because it's all coming to an end. But the fact that they are
So,
taking their time.
I hope you guys like
it
this
means they're actually
video.
looking at
I
the
hope you guys
evidence. And
subscribe.
that's
I
what a
mean,
jury is supposed to do.
you guys subscribe, like,
Waiting,
comment, share.
days of waiting and the same question.
Write
Is it
your
gonna happen
opinions on the
today?
video
Of course
down
you never
below.
know.
And
Well,
I'll
when
see
they
you guys
came
in the
back,
next video,
the
everyone.
word spread
I'm going to
like
continue
wildfire.
to enjoy my day and finish watching my documentary. And hope you guys have a great day. Bye, guys.
Guilty of murder in the first degree.